Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. It is right at 2, so we're going to give it another minute or two to allow the rest of our participants to join us. So thank you for your patience, and we'll get started in just a bit. Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started for today. So good afternoon, everyone. I am Melanie Medina. I am a student academic success specialist for the College of Health and Human Sciences at our Student Success Center. So welcome to all of our potential undeclared pre-nursing students and all of our families that are joining us today. We're glad to have you on virtually here with us today. And our aim for today's webinar is to introduce you to the Undeclared Pre-Nursing Advising Team and give you a little insight into what it means to be undeclared pre-nursing at San Jose State University. So before we go ahead and get started with the presentation, there are some housekeeping items that I want to let you know about. So right off the bat, I want to let you know that we are in webinar mode. So what does this mean? This means that us as your hosts and your panelists for today, we are not able to see any of you in our audience. We are just able to see each other as panelists. And so today's chat is not activated. The best way to communicate with us will be through our Q&A feature. So if at any point you have any questions, please feel free to type them in our Q&A chat, and we will make sure to answer them at the end of the presentation. It will either be a live answer, or we will go ahead and answer it in the chat as well. And lastly, this session will be recorded today, so you will always be able to refer back to it and share it with anybody that was not able to join us for today. So before starting our presentation, we do have a quick 5-question poll for all of you. And this is just to let us get to know you a little bit more. It's nothing super crazy or super hard. There's no wrong answers. It's just for us to get to know you as people. So we have 5 quick questions. So if y'all could please take some time and answer them. The first question is, why are you interested in nursing? The second one is, have you submitted your intent to roll? Your third one is anyone in your family a nurse? What are you most looking forward to at San Jose State? And lastly, where are you joining us from today? So we have a couple of answers rolling in. I'm gonna go ahead and give you all about a minute or two to go ahead and answer this. And again, there's no wrong answers. You can choose more than one option. This is just so that we get a better understanding of you all that are joining us today. So we're almost at full participation. We have about 4 of you left to answer. Oh, 3 of you left. So I'm going to give it just a couple more seconds to allow everybody to participate and join us. So I think we're going to go ahead and end today's poll. So this is what our first question looked like. The majority, well, all of you that participated said that the main reason why you're interested is you want to help people. So that's really amazing to hear, especially for those of you that are here, because since you're going to healthcare, that's what your whole job is helping others. So that's amazing. A good salary, definitely yes. Job security, yes, especially right now. Family expectations and other as well. I see that most of you have not submitted your intent to roll. So I'm just going to do a quick plug. Mark your calendar, May 1st. That is our deadline for you to submit your intent to roll. Make sure that you submit that. We would love for all of you to be joining us in the fall semester. So we want to make sure you don't miss that deadline, which is May 1st. So our third question was, is anyone in your family a nurse? And the majority of you actually said no. So this is really cool to know that you will be the first one in your family to be into this field. So that's a really cool experience. Our next question was, what are you most looking forward to at San Jose State? Most of you put exploring downtown. Our next follow-up answer was joining the club or group club, and then using the rec center and attending a football game / sporting event. So yeah, exploring downtown San Jose. There's a lot for you to do out here. If it's activities, maybe you want to try different foods, or you just kind of want to walk around. It's a really cool area to just explore. So you'll always find new things. You'll never stop exploring. So our last question was, where are you joining us from today? And 9 out of 10 of you said the Bay Area. So it looks like we have a lot of local people here, so that's amazing. And if you're not in the Bay Area, you are choosing a great school, which is in San Jose. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. So thank you everybody for participating and taking the time to answer today's questions. So I will be handing it over to Ashley Defensor, and she will be taking over for the presentation.
Thank you, Melanie. Welcome again, everyone, to our informational session on undeclared pre-nursing. As Melanie mentioned, we're coming to you virtually today from San Jose State University, and our claim to fame is that we're the oldest public institution here for higher education, and we are the founding CSU of the 23 different campuses. So a lot of history here at San Jose State. We are the 5th largest CSU of all the 23 campuses with over 33,000 students enrolled, and we hope that all of you join us here this fall. My name is Ashley Defensor. I'm the Assistant Director of Pre-Nursing and Nursing Advising here in the College of Health and Human Sciences Student Success Center. I'm joined today by 2 of my colleagues, Melanie, who you've already met, and Maximiliano, who you'll be meeting a little bit later today. We're going to be giving you a brief overview of what it means to be undeclared pre-nursing, who your advisors are, what it means to be undeclared, our services that we offer, and then we're going to open it up and answer some of your questions. As Melanie mentioned, we will be using the Q&A function, so you can find that at the bottom of your screen, the little speech bubble icon, and we'll be answering the questions at the end of the presentation. Also, I did want to reiterate, we'll be putting in the chat a link to our Admitted Spartan Days website where you can view this presentation later and go back to it and share it again with anybody you know who couldn't attend today. So without further ado, I will introduce you to the undeclared pre-nursing advisors. At this time, it's just myself and Max, and we again work in the College of Health and Human Sciences Student Success Center along with Melanie. We are advisors for the undeclared pre-nursing students, and we are also liaisons to the School of Nursing, meaning that we are up to date on nursing requirements, prerequisites, as well as general education requirements for San Jose State, CSU graduation requirements. And although you may be a transfer student, you may be surprised to know that you still have GEs that you have to take here at SJSU. So our goal is to assist you on this academic journey of yours as you pursue nursing here at San Jose State. And collectively, we bring about 10 years of experience working in higher education and working in student services. So we're happy and excited to have you here, and we're here to help. So what does it mean to be undeclared pre-nursing? Well, this is a track or a designation that you have to apply to the university because you can't apply to nursing directly, right? That's a secondary supplemental application to apply to the nursing major. It's important to know that undeclared pre-nursing is not a degree granting major, meaning you can't graduate as undeclared pre-nursing. Rather, this is a position for you to be in while you finish up your prereqs or your GEs or your graduation requirements, and also while you wait to hear back from nursing. Some of you may have already applied to nursing and are waiting for those admissions letters to come out later this month. And if admitted, you'll change from undeclared pre-nursing to nursing. Undeclared pre-nursing is a designation for those students who are working on the pre-licensure BSN program, meaning you don't already have a nursing license. And you do have a time frame in which you can remain undeclared pre-nursing. For incoming freshmen, that is 60 units. You must be in a declared major by the time you've earned 60 units. And for transfer students, this means you have 2 semesters that you could be undeclared pre-nursing before you must declare a major. If you don't declare a major in that time frame, your registration will be restricted, but that's something that we would talk to you about and work with you. One of the key benefits of being undeclared pre-nursing for those of you who are maybe finishing up your prerequisites, or you're finishing up some GEs and maybe you're going to apply to nursing next semester, is that each UPN student is assigned a specific, dedicated, knowledgeable advisor. And you work with that advisor to develop your own personalized, individualized strategic plan. And we as advisors are here to help you work on your nursing application, make sure you're completing your general education requirements, your graduation requirements, and also help you prepare for alternatives in the event that you're not admitted to the nursing program. What other majors can we help you get into, or what other schools of nursing can you apply to? So we'll be checking in with you regularly. We have mandatory advising every semester to check on your progress and adjust any plans that you need as necessary. Now, in addition to working with this fabulous team of advisors, you also have a number of resources at your disposal. So our college, the College of Health and Human Sciences Student Success Center, is unique in that we actually have 2 physical locations, one in Macquarie Hall where Melanie resides, and another location in the health building. So in both locations, you have access to these amazing advisors. You have places that are dedicated study spaces if you need a quiet place to study or do your homework. We also provide laptops and other technology tools that you can check out and borrow if you need to. And we also hold a number of workshops and events. So we often have other health professionals come and speak and give presentations, as well as students in the nursing program often will do teas workshops. And we have events like ice cream socials and fun things like that, so you can interact with your peers in your college. So having access to both of our locations is also a bonus you get as an undeclared pre-nursing student. Now, as part of your academic advising and creating your individualized plan, one of the things we'll be helping you do is not only make sure that you're complete with all your general education requirements and your major prerequisites, but will also help you plan to take any missing prerequisites that may help you be eligible to apply to alternative majors. So that might be alternative health and helping careers here at San Jose State, or it may be helping you take prerequisites for other nursing tracks, whether that be at the community college, at another CSU, or transferring to another institution. Our job is ideally to help you get admitted to our program, but we also want to make sure you have a backup plan and that you will be successful in pursuing your academic and career goals. So let's talk a little bit about the nursing prerequisites. Many of you may have finished these already and may have applied to nursing already and are just waiting to hear back. So this might be a review for most of you. But for those of you who maybe are still working on some of these, we'll just briefly review what the nursing prerequisites are. We have the big 8. We also have 3 co-requisites. We have 1 exam known as the Test of Essential Academic Skills, or the TEAS exam. Now, in order to be eligible to apply to nursing, you have to meet certain criteria. In the big 8, you need a minimum GPA of a 3.2. The co-requisites must be passed with a C or better, and the TEAS exam must be passed with a 78 out of 100% or 78%. If you meet the minimums, you're eligible to apply. However, nursing will rank all applicants by their Impaction Score. So your Impaction Score is calculated by taking your prerequisites in the big 8, Bio 65, Human Anatomy, Bio 66, Human Physiology, Com 20, Public Speaking, Chem 30A, Introductory Chemistry, English 1A, Written Communication, GE Area A3, or any critical thinking course in that area, Stat 95, Introductory Statistics, and Microbiology 20, or Micro 20. The GPA in those courses are added to your TEAS exam score divided by 30, and that gives you an Impaction Score. Now, nursing will rank all applicants based on their Impaction Score from the highest to the lowest. Then they will offer spots to the first 60 students. Okay. Now, as I've outlined here, these are the minimums required to apply, and Max is going to let you know a little bit about the students who are admitted to our nursing program.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Again, my name is Max Estrada. I am a SAS advisor here at the College of Health and Human Sciences. And the reality of nursing here at San Jose State is that the program is very much competitive. And the major regularly receives around 300 to 500 applications. And while we would love to accept all those students, there are only 60 students admitted each semester. So that means that the majority of the applicants will not gain admission to the program. However, you can all apply a maximum of 2 times. And one of the ways to make yourself a competitive student while applying to the nursing program is, well, Ashley mentioned the minimum, but what we want to look at is what do you want to shoot for? What exactly is something that would be competitive for this program here at San Jose State? A 4.0 GPA is something you would definitely want to try and achieve. And it's important to know that a 90% on the TEAS is probably the score you would want to earn as well. It's important to note as well that the nursing program gives you a limit of 2 attempts to apply for the major. And this is one of the reasons we try and prep you and with a backup plan in case you may or may not get into the program itself, the program major. There's a few expectations for students that are part of the UPN program or the UPN track. And some of those are attending mandatory advising appointments, checking your San Jose State University email. So not only looking at your personal email, but making sure you receive all of the events and important information and updates through your San Jose State email. And also applying to the nursing program as soon as you're eligible. And be prepared for a backup plan. So something other than a nursing program in the event that you do not get accepted into the nursing major. And then we want to thank you for attending this webinar as well. We really hope to see you at San Jose State this fall. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump it back to Ashley, and she will talk about a few other resources that we have available for students. And yeah, take it away, Ashley.
Thank you, Max. So we're going to put some links in the chat and explore them a little bit for you here before we get to the Q&A. The first is our Undeclared Pre-Nursing website. And we are going to put the links into the chat, and we hope that you bookmark them and save them so you can refer back to them. This is our website that outlines many of the things we've talked about today, the program benefits and expectations, as well as a link to our frequently asked questions. And so here you can find a number of questions that we've been asked in the past, along with our answers. And as I said, I do encourage you to bookmark this so you can refer back to it and look at these at your leisure and refer back to them at any time. In addition, we'd like to share with you our nursing program website that also has a lot of valuable information for those of you who have not yet applied, and even for those of you who have applied. This goes over the BSN program's application process, eligibility and prerequisites, along with how to apply and when to expect a letter of acceptance or denial. As well as if you're admitted into the program, you can click on and see the degree requirements, the roadmap for the major, and get an expectation of what types of courses you'll be taking once in the program. Last but definitely not least, we'd like to share the link to our Career Center. We have a great partnership with the Career Center. And one of the things we do for each student in their second semester is partner with the Career Center to do some career advising for you to learn about either alternative routes to nursing careers, alternative health and helping majors that you might not be aware of, and alternative careers that could still get you working in a healthcare or helping profession. There's also information on the site about jobs and internships, often paid internships, that you're eligible for as a San Jose State student if you do come here and attend. So again, I strongly recommend that you bookmark these links and keep them there for your reference and to refer back to. And with that, we'd really like to spend the bulk of this meeting time reviewing the questions you've all posed and trying to answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Ashley. So we do have a couple of questions in our Q&A. Our first question comes from Lynn, and it is, will I be able to apply to the nursing program before I finish my general education / prereqs? Followed up with, and at which point should I take my TEAS test?
So I'm going to answer the second part of the question first and answer when you should take your TEAS test. Excuse me. And my answer is when you feel ready. Given that the TEAS exam covers things like reading comprehension, vocabulary, math, and the anatomy and physiology sciences from the nursing prereqs, I usually recommend that students take the TEAS after they've taken anatomy and physiology. My colleagues here are putting up on the screen the different areas that you'll be tested on for the TEAS. And again, you know, it's a test you really want to prepare for and try to earn a 90% or higher. So my recommendation would be once you've done enough studying and taken some practice exams that you feel ready, then I would recommend that you go ahead and schedule the exam. Do either of my colleagues want to add anything to that? Okay. Oh, Melanie.
Sorry. I know that the nursing program did suggest taking the first T 6 months before, just because since you have two chances, 6 months prior, there's enough time for you to get your results back and see if you would like to try a second time, and make sure that you have your results, just because the T's have to be completed by the time you apply.
And then for the second part of the question, I'm going to ask Max to go back to the nursing prerequisite slide. So nothing in the big 8 circle, the golden circle with the big 8 courses, none of those can be in progress when you apply to nursing. And as Melanie just mentioned, your TEAS exam has to be taken at least once before you apply. You can take the TEAS exam 2 times and nursing will take your higher score. However, everything in the big 8 circle needs to be completed. You have to have grades posted and nothing in that circle can be in progress. CHAD 70, Psych 1, and Nutrition 8 can be in progress the semester you are applying to nursing, although we as advisors recommend really that you already have those done when you apply.
Ashley, I have our next question from Riley. Does the nursing program go through the summer semester?
No, it does not go through the summer semester. Actually, the faculty do not work during the summer and won't be on campus. So there is no summer session for nursing students.
Our next question is from Levine. What if I completed everything? So 60 transferable units, all my prereqs and TEAS tests. When do I apply and what do I do?
Great question. So nursing only accepts applications 2 times per year. So if you did not apply in February, you will not be starting nursing this fall, which means you could apply for this upcoming fall semester. The deadline will be September 15th. And if admitted, you would start nursing in spring. Now, as I mentioned, even transfer students will have upper division general education requirements that must be completed here at San Jose State, known as your SJSU studies. So we as advisors could help you pick out the upper division GEs you'd need to complete, as well as possibly taking some courses towards a backup major if you're not admitted. But that's definitely something your assigned advisor will work with you to determine if that's a good fit for you.
Thank you. Our next question is from Riley. What is the mandatory advising every semester?
So the mandatory advising every semester is different based on what semester we're in. So the very first semester is focused on exploring the nursing application, making sure you've applied or are ready to apply. The next semester is career advising and getting you connected with our career services. And every semester is also about planning classes and plotting out your best course of action for you and your circumstances. So mandatory advising every semester looks a little different and is on an individual basis.
Our next question is from Lynn. Would being involved in any extracurriculars make you a more competitive candidate for the nursing program? Or will only my GPA for the big 8 and my TEAS test score matter?
That's a great question, Lynn. At this time, nursing's impaction is 100% only your big 8 GPA and your TEAS exam. So no other items are taken into consideration. This is the only criteria that nursing gauges its applicants on at this time.
Thank you. Our next question is, how long is my TEAS test valid for?
So right now they're on TEAS test version 6. So if you've taken an earlier version of the TEAS exam, that would not be acceptable. It does need to be version 6. Shortly, we'll be moving to version 7. So then they will need to be version 7. However, we're not there yet, so I don't want to worry anyone. But if you have a version 6 TEAS exam, then you should be fine.
Thank you. Our next question is, have you started sending out acceptance letters to the program?
No, nursing has not done so yet. Late April, a little bit later this month, they should go out.
Thank you. Our next question is, if I accept and attend SJSU in the fall and then apply for the nursing program in the spring 2023 term, am I still considered a transfer student?
Well, you're considered a transfer student because you transferred into the institution for the purposes of, being admitted to the nursing program. That won't matter. You'd be a continuing student at that point because you'd been here for a semester.
Thank you. Our next question is, I am admitted as a pre-nursing student, but will apply to nursing in September. Do I need to take classes in fall? And if so, how many units and what classes should I take?
Good question. If you're admitted as a student in fall, you must attend the fall semester. If you do not take any classes the first semester you're admitted, your application will be withdrawn and you'd have to reapply to the university. So yes, if you plan to apply to nursing this September, it's imperative that you take up at least 1 unit of coursework here in the fall. So if that applies to all of you, many of you, some of you, please take a class here this fall. Again, it can be as little as 1 unit. However, as I mentioned, all of you have upper division GEs that you would need to fulfill. And we, as your advisors, could help discuss that with you at orientation and make sure that you get enrolled in classes that are going to be valuable for you this summer.
Thank you. Our next question is, so since I'm pre-nursing, I would have to complete some SJSU classes and those 3 classes you mentioned under the rule and apply this September for spring of 2023.
Can we go back, Max, to the impaction slide? One more. There you go. So all of these courses in the big 8 circle must be completed at the time you apply. Anatomy, physiology, public speaking, chemistry, written communication, critical thinking, mathematical concepts, and microbiology. Those all have to be done. We also recommend that CHAD 70, Psych 1, and Nutrition 8 also be done at the time of application. They can be in progress the semester you're applying. Now, all of these would, need to be done. And in addition to that, you may have other outstanding GE requirements, CSU graduation requirements, or other courses that you might be missing that we could help you with. So again, at orientation, when you meet with your advisor, we'd help you decide on the best fall schedule for you. Loveline, without knowing your specific courses that you've completed, I'm cautious to give you too much advising over this venue, but if you have not completed all the classes listed on this slide and have not taken the T's, you would need to do so before you apply.
Thank you, Ashley. As of right now, there are no other questions in our Q&A queue. So I'm going to go ahead and give it about a minute or two so that if any of you have any other questions, please go ahead and put them in our Q&A so that we make sure to address them here on. So we have one question that popped in. When the TEAS version 7 will be implemented, and I'm assuming this says, when will the TEAS version 7 be implemented? And how is it going to be different from the 6th version?
Great question. As of right now, we don't have a date. I know that the TEAS version 7 will be released sometime this summer. So it may affect those students applying next year. We definitely have to give everyone far enough far in advance notice about any changes to the application process. So at this time, we're not advising anybody yet about taking version 7. And how is it going to be different from the 6th version? To be honest, I don't know. And in my experience, the differences usually are not that noticeable when they change versions, but every few years, the company will update the questions and update to a new version, and we will move to that new version probably sometime later this summer. But again, no date for certain right now.
Thank you. There hasn't been another question that popped up. We are done with our Q&A queue. So if anybody would like to submit any last minute questions, it is time to do so now. So we're just going to give it about another minute so that we can make sure to answer all of your questions.
And to follow up on the T7, the exact date for the change or the release will be June 3rd. So
Thank you.
it's fast approaching. No problem.
We have a question from Lynn. Does it take around 5 years to graduate?
So that's a great question. If you're coming in as a transfer student and you've fulfilled all your lower division GE as well as your graduation requirements, your nursing program courses along with your remaining upper division GEs should take you about 2.5 years to finish. So depending on, how long it took you for the first portion, the nursing program itself, as it is a cohort program, does take about 2.5 years. And we'll put the nursing roadmap in the chat so that you all can see the roadmap and see what the anticipated courses are going to look like.
Thank you, Ashley. That completes all of our, one more pop-up. If I'm going to apply for nursing in August, should I retake my T's this summer for version 7? I took my T's in 2020.
I am actually going to defer to the nursing department for that. As of this time, as of today, I don't have an answer for if they're going to require that for the fall admission cycle, and they have not let us know if that's going to be the case. So I would have to look into that and get back to you. Or I would recommend that you contact nursing directly. As I said, at our last meeting on the 8th, they did not mention that that would be a part of the fall application cycle.
And just to follow up, I did put the website to San Jose State's nursing department as well as their contact information.
Thank you.
That completes our questions. There hasn't been any other questions pop up as of right now.
Next, we go to the next slide. I do encourage everyone to bookmark the admitted Spartan Days link here in case there were sessions that you were not able to attend that you wanted to, such as something from financial aid or housing. You can refer back here. Our videos and recordings from all of our sessions should be up within the next few days. So then you can refer back to this website to see any videos you may have missed, or if you want to refer back to videos because you had questions. If you do have additional questions, we also encourage you to email the Admitted Spartans email inbox, and they will do their best to get back to you as soon as possible. We'll stay here if there are any other questions, but thank you all so much for joining us today. We really do hope to see you here this fall, and we wish you the best.